Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a much requested video on frequency bandpass filters. So as you all know, frequency bandpass filters are commonly used in time series analysis and they're used to extract cycles from data. So as we know that there are economic cycles like boom, recession, depression and recovery. So we try to see whether time series data or data on financial stock markets can also imitate these economic cycles, these actual economic cycles. So to do so, there have been a lot of filters made. So we will study a few of them today. So the indicator that we will be using today to see whether a cycle can be made from it is the time varying beta of the ONG series. If you do not know how to make the time varying beta or how to construct the time varying beta, then please refer to the video in the description below, and let us begin. So we first go to the series. We first open the series. So this is the time varying beta for the ONG series, which is the oil and natural gas series. So first let us go to the Hodrick Prescott filter. So yeah, we can give it any kind of a name, and let us just name it HP, and then we go to OK. So see, this is a kind of a cycle that they are trying to make. So it is not very, actually it is not very accurate because Hodrick Prescott filter uses a lot of smoothing. So as you can see that it doesn't take into account the variations, the fluctuations in the actual data set, and it is filtering out high frequency fluctuations, and it is just retaining medium and low frequency fluctuations. And it is used for very simple analysis. However, it actually distorts a lot of the data set. As you can see in the end of the data, it doesn't show much of a cycle, so it is not a very accurate kind of a filter. So we can use other filters like the Baxter King filter. Let us see how we can use that. Okay, so this is the fixed length symmetric Baxter King filter. So it is also not a very accurate kind of a filter because Baxter King pointed out that the length of the moving average should be fixed over the entire time period, and they have a specific lead lag relationship which might not always be correct in the context of the research question that we are working on. So one second, we open the time varying beta series, go to frequency filter, and here we open the backstacking filter. So as you can see that, it cannot explain much of a cycle very well, right? So we cannot understand much from this kind of a data. What is better is using the Christiana Fitzgerald method. So we again go to TPBOMG, and then we go to proc, we go to frequency filter, and then let's go to fixed length symmetric. Actually, fixed length asymmetric is the best one. First, let's see how the data set looks like in fixed length symmetric. Yeah. So, like the fixed, just one second. Yeah. So, see, in this case, as you can see, the cycle is again not very understandable. Okay, so it has the same problem as the Baxter King. They consider a fixed length of the data set to be symmetric and does further analysis on the basis of that. So I think it is better if we do the Christian Fitzgerald asymmetric one. So we go to proc, we go to frequency filter, and let's go to this one. Okay. BP filter 6. See. As you can see a proper cycle here, right? So there has been a kind of a bust in this period before 2020, right before 2020, and then there was a peak very recently in around 2024. So if you remember, we have data from 2015 onwards, I think. So as you can see, a proper kind of a cycle can be made here. Also, I'll show you one thing. So here BP filter 06 is for the asymmetric Christian Fitzgerald. Here you can have all the data points, right? So there is no data loss in this case. However, for the symmetric one that we had done before, see, there was a lot of data loss. So in the case of Baxter King also there was a lot of data loss. This one was for Baxter King. See, a lot of data loss was there. So asymmetric, Christian, if you got asymmetric kind of a filter is the best kind of filter that you can use. And so I think that you should use for your analysis to see whether the indicator or whatever it is you are taking, whether you can actually form a cycle out of it. But one very important thing that I would let everybody of you know is that before going for cycle calculations, please check the stationarity of the series. Okay, it is very important that the series is stationary for you to do these calculations of cycles. So we didn't do that. Okay, but we can also do that here. We just go to the series, we go to view, unit root test, we see it in level. Okay, so yeah. So we are rejecting the null hypothesis, which means that our series is a stationary series, because the null hypothesis for ADF, as you all know, is that the series has a unit root, which means that the series is non-stationary. So that is the null hypothesis, and we are rejecting that null hypothesis because the p-value is 0.0000. So obviously our TVB was a stationary series, and we did a cycle calculation on that, so which is absolutely correct. So this is all about the cycles. Thank you so much. Please keep supporting.